If you'd told me when I was a kid that I'd be working with a MotoGP team, I'd say you're dreaming.
What does MotoGP mean to you, personally?
To me, it is the pinnacle alongside F1 of all things racing and motorsport. So when you think of motorsport, you've got MotoGP is like at the top. So it is the most iconic bike racing in the world, and it's always something you look at and you dream to be involved in and be associated with. So yeah, it's pretty cool that we're here now, but it is, yeah, to me, the pinnacle of bike racing.
When was the first time you watched a MotoGP race in person?
In person, so the first time I'd ever seen them was when I went to Coda, actually, a few years ago when we started a bit of an international push here at the brand, and I was blown away. I'd seen it on TV before then, but going to the event was like, this is insane. Like the die-hard fans at the MotoGP event was absolutely insane. I can only imagine what it's like in Europe, but it was a really cool experience and I was proper hooked from that point on.
What did you find different or crazy specifically about MotoGP that you haven't seen in other sports?
I mean, to me, it's like anything. Like when you do something new or see something new that you really like, it's like, well, this is really cool. So I've been around four wheels my whole life and never really been too involved in the two wheel scene. So to be at a pinnacle event like Coda for MotoGP was just like, this is insane. How good is this? The fans were so involved. The racing's really cool. It's just so unique, and yeah, I just really liked it. Really fell in love.
And did you ever imagine you'd create official headwear for a MotoGP team?
Yeah, like I say, if you'd asked me as a kid, would you working with a MotoGP team? I would tell you're dreaming, because it's the pinnacle of motorsports. And when opportunity came up, I was beside myself. So to be able to actually get involved and create some really cool headwear, I think, I'm always biased, but I think we've got the best hats on the grid. I think what we've been able to create with Trackhouse is truly unique and really represents their brand well and their values. So I think it's a great partnership, and yeah, really happy with how it turned out.
So you mentioned a couple times it's the pinnacle of motorsport, right? What makes MotoGP part of that, that upper echelon for you, or the top of motorsport? What's impressive?
Well, the speeds these riders are doing is absolutely insane. I do not know how they get on those bikes, those heavy bikes, and they can do what they do and throw it around. It's freaking hard. Like, it looks absolutely the hardest thing you've ever done, right? So to me, it's like anyone who can get up and has the balls to do that and the commitment levels needed, hats off to you, because that is absolutely insane. So to me, I think if you've got the balls and you've got the, the training from all the years of building up to get to that point, like, I think that's why it's the pinnacle of, two wheels. And yeah, I don't know how they do it, but it's truly impressive.
No fear, right?
No fear, no fear. And they're all personalities too. They're all quite fun, which I think is why a lot of people like to watch it as well, because they get involved with the riders on the grid more so than the sport itself. And then obviously you pair the sport, which is the high speeds and the intensity racing, and then you just get this awesome event.
How does it feel like, obviously from starting from humble beginnings in sprint car, how does it feel to see your headwear in such, a high profile sport now? In a short amount of time, relatively too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't dwell on those things too much. I'm kind of just always going and looking ahead and building. So I don't really spend a whole lot of time like looking back and going, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, I guess when we bring it up, it's like, well, that's actually pretty cool. But thinking about it, it is pretty cool to see that we started a little brand from dirt racing in the Speedway in Brisbane, and now it's on all of the races around MotoGP grid, and then you've got supercars and NASCAR, all the other events we're involved with. Yeah, it is pretty cool actually, when you stop and think about it.
It's really wicked, exciting. You're being humble, but it's wicked. It's very cool.
Yep.
What do you think, like if you could travel back in time and tell your younger self that this is what you're doing now, what do you think they would think about this moment?
I think you're full of shit. They'd be like, yeah, right, you can't do that. But I think that's like anything though, when you're starting out, you're like, you've really got to have grit and determination to make it happen, because yeah, if there's no proof, it's like, okay mate, sure, you're a dreamer, and I guess I am a dreamer. I've always got an idea and I always want to keep, getting better. And obviously me being racing back in the day and then always wanting to win, I just converted that energy to business and then have been able to grow. But most importantly, I've converted that energy into the brand because I want to build the brand, and that's the thing I love. I love building this brand and getting involved with all the action sports around the world. So to be able to unite MotoGP, unite supercars, unite NASCAR, unite fitness, water sports, bring it all together. It's driven or ridden by adrenaline, and that's what we're about. So yeah, it's really fun.
Looking more at the process, how did you even go about strike up a conversation with Trackhouse in the first place? Like, how did that begin?
Yeah, my good friend Shane Van Gisbergen, he made that connection, which is great. So he obviously raced for Trackhouse, if you're familiar with the NASCAR scene, when he went over there. And when I did my first trip to the US, which is when I saw Coda, I was at the track with Shane, just hanging out one weekend. And I was like, do you have any connections here? I'd love to talk to someone about see what we can do. And then got onto the right people, and we've been able to form a good relationship there, and that's kind of snowballed from there. Saw the Trackhouse facility when I was there, which was really cool. And yeah, just got talking from there, and I actually made them some samples. I was like, hey guys, look, here's a bunch of hats, this is what I can do. And obviously they got them, and then yeah, the rest is history.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So it's amazing the people you meet, right? And then what that eventuates into, and especially if you combine that with, as you said, the winning mentality, just snowballs, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you really got to, I see a lot of value in getting to events and meeting everyone in person and engaging in those conversations, like for two reasons. One reason, I enjoy going to the events, so it's a win-win. But the other one is, face-to-face contact with these people in the industry and, meeting them on a personal level, because people connect with people, right? That's why I've got such a great community at the brand, and I'm always getting involved because I have so much fun engaging with my community, because they tell me, hey, this is a cool idea, and I'm like, you know what, that actually is a really cool idea, let me do it, and then we bring it to life. So I think it all translates, but yeah, getting to the events, meeting the right people, and now we're here.
What made you want to work with a MotoGP team specifically?
So I think specifically with Trackhouse, if there's any team on the grid that I wanted to be associated with, it was them. And the main reason is they're a young, edgy brand, which is exactly the values that we share here at Lockdown. We're young, we're trying to do things different, we're trying to have a bit of fun along the way. And whilst a lot of other teams are doing that, Trackhouse resonated with me perfectly, and I felt the values they shared were like mine. So it just made sense in my mind.
Yeah, easy, fluid.
Yeah, they're great people. Yeah, everyone I've met there, and I deal with everyone putting these together. Yeah, very, very nice people, and yeah, very great organisation. And they're very people first there, which is nice too. Like, they are a team, and we are a team, and getting the end goals. So yeah, I think the values are so aligned, and it just makes total sense.
So what was the main inspiration for the design?
Yeah, so obviously, initially we've got the two designs. We've obviously got the all black, because you just can't go wrong with an all black design. It's a normal one they wear all year round. However, the other design, which I'm wearing here, is kind of this white and light blue with this different unique transition pattern in the middle. So it was based off their golf livery at the start of the year, the Trackhouse and the golf livery on the side. And we just did a cool pattern. It was inspiration from Raul's designs and stuff that he likes. And obviously we didn't release the golf livery, we've just got like the normal team logo on there for our retail range. But yeah, that was the inspiration behind the designs. Obviously working with the riders directly, their feedback and design ideas, which I think brings a lot of value to the release. If the rider's like, I really want this, like this is my inspiration, I love this design, then I think it benefits in the release.
Absolutely. And did you find it difficult to balance Lockdown style with the MotoGP kind of style, or?
Not really, and I think just they align so well. Like, MotoGP is obviously very, very modern, very clean designs, which is exactly what we do here. So even Trackhouse, their branding, it just aligns so well with the Lockdown branding. So I didn't find any issues at all. It was a very seamless process, which is always nice. But I think we're both able to work together and create a really unique and cool product for everyone, which is the goal.
But surely though, let's be real, surely you had to go through a lot of samples to get to the final product, right?
Oh, there's always sampling. There's several samples. I think I've maybe got 6 or 7 sort of different ones until we can get everything right, the colors, everything unique. Because obviously, like, this is quite a different pattern, and it's just an idea. You've got to sample it, you get it wrong, try again until you get it right. So it took a few, but thankfully, you know, we've got some good processes now where these things are very streamlined, and we're able to create a very unique and good product pretty quickly, which is nice.
Yeah, I bet. And being so unique, does that like limit the quantities for this collection, or?
Yeah, it's definitely a limited collection, which is you know, it's one of those things that once it launches, you've got to get on it quick, otherwise it's gone. So obviously major or master Trackhouse branding could be back, but we've got no restocks in sight. So it's one of those things that you don't want to miss out. But yeah, hopefully we can do some more cool limited edition releases, maybe some event caps in the future. But for now, we've got the 2 designs and no plans to restock them. Pretty exciting times. Still a bit of a pinch me moment to be working with a MotoGP team, especially Trackhouse. So yeah, looking forward to it.